everybody. It's my pleasure to welcome you all today at the presentations for lesson planning activity, innovative lesson planning activity that we held for all the teachers in the area. Entire pan-India contestants came, and even from outside India, there were teachers who amazed us with their ability to innovate and present their lesson plans in a way that was absolutely in sync with the requirements of the national curriculum framework and the new education policy. And it was this requirement, this need of the hour that had made us put out this contest for lesson planning, for innovative lesson planning. That because it is only a lesson plan that makes a teacher align his or her instruction with student-specific needs, student abilities, student interests. And this is how they can promote differentiated learning as well as inclusive learning. So a lesson plan is the first step towards the class dynamics that can be molded, that can be guided by the teacher present there, either as a guide by side or as a friend or as a collaborator or as an instructor. But it is the lesson plan that takes the teacher through. So we felt that it is of extreme importance that the new education policy requirements are reflected in the lesson plans, and this knowledge should be shared amongst all our educators. So it is with extreme joy that I bring you the excellent performers of this contest, the educators that we are bringing you. They would be a few sessions, successive sessions of lesson planning activity. And we are about to share with you immense resource, valuable resource for lesson planning. Without taking too much time, I would take you through to the jury for today, because it is a part of a contest, and all these innovative, dynamic educators have brought excellent lesson plans to us. We have collected a jury to judge, for the final judgment of this contest. And I would like to first introduce you to the jury for today, which would be first Dr. Rashmi Tyagi. Dr. Rashmi Tyagi has been with us throughout the journey, and it would be great if she speaks a few words before we start this live presentation of lesson plans. Dr. Rashmi Tyagi, over to you.
The lesson plan is you can say, brain, as the brain is there in our body. In the same way, for a teacher, when she goes to the classroom, that it is like brain.
Is the volume okay? Because I can't hear her very loudly.
Okay.
Is it okay for everybody else?
Can you hear me right now? Can you hear me?
Okay, please go on.
We can hear. Yeah.
Am I audible at the right note?
Ma'am, you are audible.
Am I audible? Okay.
Yeah, ma'am, you are audible.
Okay. So this is the most important tool with us when we go to the classroom, because whenever we make a lesson plan, then we already have a planning in the mind that how we are going to present it before the audience. As you know, a singer or a dramatist who is going on the stage and is presenting something good. The same way, a teacher is a performer when she goes to the classroom, and she wants that the audience should get the best. So this is what the teachers are doing. Therefore, the lesson plan, I said brain, and it is the backbone of your teaching learning. So I congratulate all the teachers who are here. I am also teacher. I want to call myself Rashmi teacher, because teacher is being a teacher is a big honor. So now, not taking much of your time, we'd like to listen to you. So I'll request Shweta ma'am that with all our blessings, the teachers will start their lesson plans, and we are going to hear it and
Thank you,
learn
ma'am.
from it. Thank you.
I would now request our second jury member, Ms. Prerna Chauhan. Prerna Chauhan, ma'am, is a very dynamic principal who is continuously engaged in incorporating all the aspects of the education policy, including research methodology. So that is a big contribution that she's doing. If I can have Prerna ma'am here.
Good evening, Shweta ma'am, and good evening to everyone present over here, wonderful audience. And I would like to thank DKIF for providing such a wonderful platform to all the educators. According to me, lesson plan is like teachers are the director and they should have a crisp story to present before the student. So a good lesson plan should have certain characteristic. And if we go with those characteristic in the class, then the class will become very impactful, joyful, because as per the new education policy, we have to keep in mind that we have the learning is a teacher, not teacher center, it is a student center. So we have to keep in mind that student is the center. Around that, everything is going on. So we have gone through a lot of lesson plans presented by the contestant, and they are very wonderful. And few got selected. Today we will see how they are going to represent. And I hope it will be a wonderful event today. Thank you.
Thank you so much, ma'am. So now we are all set to listen to the excellent plans that we received from all these teachers. And now is the time to judge the presentation part of it. So jury, get ready. You're going to have a tough time. And as I invite the first contestant, Ms. Rohini Sridharan. Rohini ma'am is from Meenambakkam, Tamil Nadu.
Good evening, everyone.
Very
I am
good
Mr.
evening.
Rohini Sridharan. First of all, I'm from KV Meenambakkam. I'm working as a primary teacher, handling classes 1 to 5. And I'm very much thankful to the DKIF. Really, I myself feel a little bit nervous. Can I, 1 second?
Perfect, ma'am. We can hear you. And we can see you.
Thank you. So it was when we were given the lesson plan, I never thought that I'll be sending my lesson plan. Actually, when we got the new lessons plan, I was started writing that. Then through a friend, I got this innovative contest. Just I thought, okay, let me send this. And really that first lesson which we took it, really, it is an interesting lesson plan. And I would like to present my lesson plan before everyone. And I really thank you for giving this opportunity. I'll try to share the lesson plan. Ma'am, is it able to visualize, ma'am, whether the sharing?
It's on the screen, ma'am. If you could start the slideshow. It's not in slideshow form right now, but we can see.
Okay, ma'am. 1 second. Now, ma'am,
Perfect, ma'am. Please
thank
begin.
you. So, I'm Mrs. Rohini Sridharan. I took that lesson, The Ice Cream Man, for the class 5th standard, written by Rachel Field. Actually, when we start taking this home, it's really to enjoy. We instruct the students that whenever we take that home, it should be really enjoyable one, and no need to say the first topic itself. And being the summer season in India, and it's a nice topic to begin with. So the children enjoy that poem with the rhyme, rhythm, and proper pronunciation also. And they used to enjoy tasting different ice cream, and they might have seen so much of ice creams in their life. So that main object is to enjoy the poem, and they will speak about the different flavors of the ice cream and about the enjoyment which they receive after eating the ice cream, and how a person like an ice cream man struggles in a daily life to sell his products. To read poem with understanding, and they can try to comprehend when we ask questions either in English in simple language, or they'll try to answer it with their mother tongue. They'll find out the describing words and rhyming words, and which if they have any difficult words, they will ask to find out to use the dictionary and to come up with the meaning the next day. Then they will enjoy the, after learning the poem, they'll enjoy the poem and recite it along with the teacher in tune. And it will be followed by the written work in the classwork, everything. Here, as per the DKF setup which I asked, it is to give the lot of communication among the students to speak and listen and to read and write properly in English. And this lesson involves lot of creativity and makes the children enjoy, and they'll use it in a teamwork also to do this lesson. They enjoyed a lot. Along with them, even I, when I took this lesson plan, I really enjoyed taking that class in that systematic way. And the goals, I thought it would be, we will say that ice cream is a junk food. Children used to say, ma'am, you told ice cream is a junk food. It's not a healthy food. Then I told, no, let it be. But when you prepare that ice cream at home, then it is an healthy food. If your parents prepare it and give, it's a healthy food. So it will lead to good health and well-being as per the new NEP 2020. And economic growth through the ice cream industry. And all the children are well participated in all the activities which are presented in the classroom. The main objective of this poem is that to read and take pleasure in the poem. And when we say poem, mainly they enjoy the repeatedly rhyming words, and they enjoy to listen to the music, to sing with tune. I'm not a music composer, but with the help of the music man, I tried to compose a small tune, and we taught it in the class, this poem. Then which will make them able to speak after listening, to speak about the ice cream man or anything, any questions related to the topic. And day one, I actually started with the small poem, a small poem in that YouTube, the day one, through rhyme also, a small rhyme. Actually, that YouTube, I'm not able to present now. I've given that YouTube link. So we ask them to listen to that for the rhyming, which gives that in that introduction part, the different flavors of the ice cream in that poem. So they enjoyed it very much. Then we ask them to name the flavors that when we listen to that rhyme, and slowly we introduce the lesson like this, and we started the poem. Actually, here is the introduction part of the poem. Just to start with for the slide purpose, I started with the tongue twister. Ice cream, you all scream, we scream for ice cream. Life is like an ice cream. Enjoy it before it melts. And this is the slide, which like a tune also. Ice cream in your bowl, ice cream in your food, ice cream any way I want, as long as it's my own. Ice cream can be sticky, ice cream can be sweet, ice cream is delicious. It's for my very favorite treat. I actually wanted them to go through this poem because rhyming, if they possible, they can come with their own ideas for writing any small acronym, anything with the ice cream. Then this is the real poem which we have it in the lesson. Then summer's in the city and bricks a blaze of heat. The ice cream man with his little cart goes trundling down the street. Beneath his round umbrella, oh, what a joyful sight to see him fill the cones with mounds of cooling brown and white. Vanilla, chocolate, strawberry, of chilly things to drink from bottles full of frosty fizz, green, orange, white, or pink. His cart might be a flower bed of roses and sweet peas. The way the children cluster around as thick as honey bees. It's written by the poet and American poet Rachel Field. He has written so much poem, but this poem has become very favorite one of the Rachel Field. And so after teaching this poem, that to make them learn the tune and everything, they will discuss with the season, in which season we are starting with that eating the ice cream. So the children will come out with the season here. Even though afterwards I had taken that chapter separately for the 7th day or the 8th day, just for starting purpose, they will be introduced on during this season that ice cream is very important and very favorite for everyone from the child to the elderly people. Everyone likes to have ice cream or cool drinks during the summer season. Then it got with the difficult words, and after writing these words, we will ask the children to bring a dictionary to the class, a small packet dictionary of Oxford anything, and they will try to, each one will try to be given a chance, who will be ready to answer, like a small play game. They can, whoever come first, like A, B, C, D group, they will answer this difficult words, and they will try to learn to pronounce the difficult words also. Blaze, sight, joyful, mounts. When possible, they will try to tell a simple sentence. If otherwise, the teacher will be able to help them to frame a sentence with the difficult words. And the difficult words, actually, I accompanied with the flashcards, which I left it. Actually, flashcards will be shown for each and every difficult words with a picture about that difficult words. Only few I had taken here. It is the ice cream man cart to show them how an ice cream man cart will be. So some little bit difficult words I just present here. The bits a blaze of heat. How the summer season, it's just compared to the heat which is not tolerable, as the heat waves goes now to Agni Nakshatram, which is going to come. So it is explained through this pictures, and as well as with the help of the meaning and a small sentence for the pictures. Maybe any simple sentence, whichever they can able to say. Like for summer, they can say, we get mango during summer season. Whichever able to, they can try to tell it in their own mother tongue also. So very few words and hard words, that mainly this trundling. This trundling is such a difficult word. So the meaning and the words and sentence are explained to them. What do you mean by trundling sound? When they, now next time they see that a train, when they go to the station, while going for any place, then they will remember that word, that trundling in their every day-to-day life. When they see the ice cream man cart also, then they will say, ma'am, the ice cream man is coming with that trundling sound of cart. So this word, it was really difficult for them. First, they felt difficult to understand. And then after showing this picture and making them understand, connecting with the day-to-day life, they understood this word. So this is one of the line, beneath the round umbrella, with the ice cream man is standing beneath his round umbrella to escape from the scorching heat. I asked them why the ice cream man should stand beneath the umbrella. He can say, just bringing the cart, he can say, no, ma'am, he also cannot tolerate the heat. No. So they are all having one umbrella. You can see the people the vendor sitting with the umbrella on the street. Then I thought really they are able to learn from their every day-to-day life. So then that sight, it makes them very joyful to see the ice cream man coming down the street with the twinkling sound. They enjoy that sight. It's a joyful sight. And chilly things to drink. What a joyful sight. And frosty fish. This is also a difficult this thing. Then I explained if they witness that cricket match, that World Cup cricket match, after winning that, the winning team will bring that, then they understood. Before I completed, yes, they will shake it like that and they will pour it on everyone. Yes, then if you have seen that when you take out a soda, that is called the fizz, frosty fizz, that bubbling sound which comes out when you open a soda, that is called the frosty fizz. Even little bit difficult, but when they saw, they understood. Of different ice creams with the colors. Here I thought of introducing the colors which is given like vanilla, chocolate, strawberry. When I say green, they themselves will come and, ma'am, you are telling about vanilla ice cream. Am I right? Brown means chocolate ice cream, my favorite, like that. And they only told me about the different models of ice cream. I know only cup ice cream and cone ice cream, but they came out with some popsicle sticks. I am not sure, but some popsicle sticks they are telling, then ball ice cream. And I said, you are all more young and enough to see so many varieties. We are all old enough. We had seen only that cup ice cream and the cone ice cream during our lifetime. So they are able to tell out the names of the different types of ice cream, which is that ice cream man car. It's compared to the flower bed of roses. But really his life is not a flower bed of roses because it consists on daily. If he don't sell any ice cream, his family will be struggling a lot. The role of ice cream vendor, I ask them anyone to give it as a role play of the ice cream vendor to see how to compare the life of the ice cream vendor as thick as honeybees, that the children are clustering around the ice cream man, like how the honeybees cluster around the flowers. So these are the different flavors of ice cream which they told. Then I got that from the butterscotch, blackcurrant. These are the pista. These are all the names which they told, and I took it. Raspberry. These are all the different types of ice cream which I took it from them. And they will be divided into two groups to play the game. Like I can introduce the game way method for not only the rhyming words, to describe the words, the describing words in the lesson by giving the two flashcards like a heat and find my partner who is having rhyming word for heat. So the child, one who is having the rhyming word, will come and join the partner. Here I am, like that. Street. So like that, we had played the rhyming words game. And really after writing this lesson plan, I must thank really the contestant people, because this time only, I actually taught them tongue twisters in the 4th standard, but this time I never thought that I can make it an individual activity. Then when I start asking them, they told that ice cream, you scream, you all scream for ice cream tongue twister. So I selected 25 to 50 tongue twisters. I wrote 30 because within the period of time we had to complete the class lesson. I wrote 25 to 30 tongue twisters. I selected and I told them, whoever are interested, they can come and say the tongue twister. The children, I never thought who are never used to participate in anything. They themselves picked out whichever are easy tongue twisters, and really thanks to the contestant people, and they presented it as an assembly program last week, and my colleague Balajai madam had made it and posted it in the YouTube. And the children who never used to come forward, they came forward with the simple tongue twisters, like Catty caught the kitten in the kitchen and give Papa a cup of proper coffee cup in a copper coffee cup. Like that, they came out whichever they are able to pronounce quickly. And I practiced 2 times, 3 times in the class, the tongue twisters. Then I was really feeling very happy that they were able to present the assembly program in such a wonderful manner, which really I never thought it would be this much successful, because one way it helped them to learn the alliteration, to have what you say, to like to the English language. This is one of the method which I found out. Then now next time I thought, okay, through a story, let me try. This time I tried with the tongue twister for this lesson. So let me innovate like this. Some for the next chapters, coming chapters, I thought. Really, I wondered myself that the tongue twisters provided a very good platform for the children who never used to participate, and 20 children participated in that assembly program. Due to you people, which I got an innovative idea for them to make them present the tongue twisters in the school assembly program. Then to evaluate how far they had understood after teaching that lesson, these are the few questions which the children, those who are not able to come out with the shy children or the special, as you said, inclusive children. For that type of children, I took only this type of 5 questions where the children, when we show them these cards or ask them to question, to name the flavors. These are all prepared by the children for the toy-based activity for the fun day classes during Saturdays. So then they will come out with the answers, whatever they knew, in a simple single word or a sentence. So these are the assignments or the questions which I gave them as a worksheet to test that how far they had understood the lesson. These are all the assignments and practices to test the vowel sound, which was an easy game. If I give the colors and the words which consists of that vowel sound, to make them stress that A, E, I, O, U, whenever there is that vowel sound, they have to complete this word, so that they had learned that words also and get marks for a test when we have to conduct that class assignment test for activities. These are the other exercises which we contested, and I told them to visit the ice cream shop nearby and to present a report. They had written in the classwork with the photos and everything, and a recipe, how you will prepare a recipe, either ice cream or any juice, to make them experiential learning. Juice will be easy. So I told, even in the class, you can make and come and prepare juice one Saturdays when we have fun day. Otherwise, you try to make ice cream to help of the parents and take photos even for anything. So the picture cards, flashcards, what all the tools which I had used, and that assessments, as I told you, class test, dictation, poem recitation tools, all this. And these are the YouTube, this thing, which I had included to show them, to include the ICT in my classes, which is that they will really listen and learn the tune, and joyfully they can enjoy the lesson. I really thankful for the team only for giving me this opportunity to present my lesson plan. Thank you, everyone. All the best for everyone. Thank you.
Thank you so much, ma'am. What a joyful beginning to the contest. Cool also, I must say.
Yes,
And
describing for the ice cream.
viewers would agree that a host of activities were here, were put in this lesson plan, which included a variety of life skills that would be learned by students. It integrated all types of learners. It integrated even the SDG goals. It integrated hands-on learning. So it was quite a complete package that Rohini ma'am presented to us. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.
I would request a small bite from Dr. Rashmi Tyagi on her comments on this lesson plan.
Bite, you are talking about BITE or BYTE?
Your views.
No, what I mean to say, have a bite on ice cream. Okay, both are good, and it was a very good presentation, and I listened carefully to it, and she has given almost all the parameters which are required for a good lesson plan as per NEP and as per the 21st century. She has talked about that the integration into the art. She has talked about excursion to the place where the ice cream is manufactured or prepared, whatever word we may use. And then she has taken care of the intelligence, multiple intelligence, that auditory learners, then visual learners and kinesthetic learners. All the learners, they are satisfied, they can learn from that. And then she has really presented so many pictures there, and she has talked of some for the inclusive classrooms also. So I will not take much of the time, and only what I will say, they could have invited the parents also. When they talk of the recipe, she was talking of the recipe, invite the parents there and then ask them to prepare ice cream which is not harmful to the students, because we know how we are controlling our little ones that don't eat that much ice cream. And then also we can invite a, doctor also. She can talk about what are, I mean, the good ice creams and how much ice cream the children can have. So I think these things only could be included, and rest was wonderful. Thank you very much.
Very interesting.
Ma'am, thank
thought,
you very
ma'am.
much. Actually, in the school, we are having a nurse also. Who will come and give, whenever we call, she will come and guide us also. Because we are having special educator, we are having inclusive children in our school. Now they had appointed one nurse and a special educator, and they are coming and telling us how to teach them, how to make them include in our classroom activities, so that nowadays we take much care to each everything, that we have to include all the children in our all the activities in our class. I really thank you, ma'am, for your wonderful idea. I will note it down and carry out in my classroom. I will ask them to invite us. Thank you so much, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am. And now is the time for the second contestant. I would request Ms. Geeta Nair to please present her lesson plan. Ms. Geeta Nair is from the Indian Academy, Dubai. And yes, ma'am, your presentation is visible. Not in slideshow mode yet. Perfect, ma'am. Thank you.
Okay. Tell me and I forget. Teach me and I may remember. Involve me and I learn. A very good evening to all the dear educators present here today. Myself, Ms. Geeta Narayanan Nair, the Head of Social Science from the Indian Academy, Dubai. I'm here to present my lesson plan on the topic Modern Forms of Money from Grade 10 Economics. The highlight of my lesson is a flipped classroom using CAT4 analysis. In a flipped classroom, students do their learning at home by reading or watching materials before class. Then, during class time, they work on solving problems or doing activities with their teacher's help. This helps students to get more involved and learn better because they are actively participating in class. The Cognitive Ability Test CAT4 is a test that helps students and teachers figure out how students learn and how well they might do in school. The CAT4 test has 4 parts: verbal, non-verbal, quantitative, and spatial abilities. It gives reports for both teachers and parents to help them understand how students learn. Though my class had no students of determination and gifted and talented, I would like to explain how I would have accommodated them in my lesson. The school's inclusion team shares a list of ways to help students of determination SODs in class. One example is letting a student who struggles with writing speak their answers instead. For instance, with the help of a buddy, the student can explain how apps like GPay work instead of writing about it. Coming to gifted and talented, I would create activities that require students to solve complex problems. For instance, they could study the technology behind modern money, look at what's happening in the market now, learn about rules and problems, and think how money might change in the future. Now let's see the journey of my lesson. The learning objectives, as you can see on the screen, was to examine, analyze, and evaluate forms of money. Since it was a flipped classroom, materials were uploaded on Microsoft Teams for students to work on. A video on the topic was shared with students, and a link for Padlet Wall was given to them to summarize after they finish watching the video. You can see the students' work shown on the screen towards the right. Students were also given link to quizzes.com with the code wherein they completed their pre-assessment. The next day, when the students came to class, they were all prepared to work collaboratively. Differentiated task was designed as per CAT4 results and allowed them to choose the task of their preference. Meanwhile, critical thinking questions were posted to the students to encourage them to analyze, evaluate, and apply their knowledge and skills in a thoughtful manner. Again, with the help of quizzes.com, assessment for learning was done to track progress of the students throughout the learning process. Finally, a student shares his learning journey, talking about what he has learned, how he has learned it, and what he achieved along the way. An exit test used as a plenary activity served to assess what students have learned from a lesson. 2 extended learning tasks were given, one aimed at enhancing literary skills in students and the other assigned as home task. That's all from my side. Thank you so much for listening to me. And I'm also thanked to the organizers of this event for giving me the opportunity to present my lesson plan on an international platform. Wishing you all a great evening. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Geeta ma'am. I am sure this presentation would help a lot of teachers who are planning to incorporate technology into their lessons, and they would get a lot of ideas for the same. This was for class 10, and you all, the viewers, must have got a different flavor starting from primary and to secondary. So this is how the teacher innovates. So this is we thought we would mix up the levels so that different flavors would be brought at the same time. So thank you, ma'am, for your and I would request Prerna ma'am to please come in and give us 2 bits about what she thought, how the lesson plan was.
Yeah, both Rohini ma'am and Geeta ma'am has presented very well prepared lesson plan. I have a question from both of them. Rohini ma'am, tell me, before preparing this lesson plan, how was your teaching, and after making these lesson plan, what change you have find in your class?
Good evening, ma'am. Actually,
Good evening.
Remaining actually what that introduction part and all, it was the same which we used to follow, either in the form of PPT or video, anything. But this time only, actually I had taught this 5th standard class 2-3 years long back I had taught them. I had just introduced the tongue twister, but when I was writing this lesson plan particularly, I came with lot of ideas, and I just got selected, myself got interested, and I was wondering how the children, those who were not able to when we ask questions also, who will never come out to tell or repeat the word also. When I let them free, you choose yourself to select the tongue twister and try to come and present. I'll correct you. No
So
need to worry
you
about
are
presentation.
able to bring the creativity in the class after making
Yes,
such kind
yes.
of lesson plan.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
So
Really,
that's very wonderful.
I enjoyed
Yeah.
because the children, that one who never opens the mouth and who used to always feel shy, he came personally and said, ma'am, I will take part in this assembly program. And that was a child actually who met with accident recently. And he was very much absent for very long time, 3-4 months.
Yeah.
And when
Yeah.
he joined, and this, I took it as a part of my assembly program. I never thought, but when he came forward, I said, I want only this type of children to come and participate first. So really,
Yeah. So we are bringing the thinking out of the box from the
Yeah.
children. We are able to bring the creativity which we not seen. If we go in a systematic lesson plan, so you
Yes.
can bring lot of new thing in the class.
Yes, ma'am.
Geeta Nair ma'am, I have a question for you.
Yes, ma'am.
What difference you have find out after making a systematic lesson plan and enter into the class? What was the children's reaction before and after presented this lesson plan into the class?
Yes, ma'am. When I introduced this lesson, students were all actively participating. Earlier, it was only passive learners, but now they became active learners.
Yeah. So I would like to say, when the teacher go with the prepared lesson plan, they can bring lot of new thing into the class and the class will become inclusive. In
Yes,
your
ma'am.
lesson plan, I have one suggestion. It was wonderful presentation. Everything you have included. You have included the higher level of Bloom's cognitive domain. Also, Bloom's taxonomy is there. Pedagogy, which you have used, is the flipped classroom, where the participation of a student is more and the teacher will act as a facilitator. But if you include the SDG in your lesson plan, it will become more interactive and we can prepare the children as a global citizen, because we have to change their thought process that whatever act they are not doing as a only human being, but their act effect to the society as a citizen of nation, as a citizen of the globe.
Sure,
Thank
ma'am.
you so much
Sure.
for presenting.
My pleasure.
It was again a great suggestion. And now I come to the third contestant for today. The series will go on, as I said, but today's last contestant, Ms. Nidhi Kishnani, who is from Future Academy, Rajasthan. I would ask her to please unmute and start her presentation. Welcome.
Yes. Thank you, ma'am. Good evening. Am I audible, ma'am? Hello. Yes. Thank
You're
you.
audible.
Good evening. Good evening, all dignitaries. And first of all, I would like to thank for the Dr. Kalam International Foundation and Sir Sudhakar also, and all the dignitaries to giving me this opportunity to present my lesson plan. And I have prepared this lesson plan for class 5. So first of all, I want to share the whole lesson plan which I have presented. नहीं डाउन lesson plan. Stop. Yes. Is it visible, ma'am, my lesson plan?
No,
Hello?
ma'am. I think you are sharing your screen. You should share the window where you have put the lesson plan. Right now, I can
Just
see myself. So the entire screen is visible. Rather, you should share the window where you have opened the lesson plan.
yes, ma'am. Just a minute. I'm yes. Now it is visible, ma'am. Hello.
No, ma'am.
Hello.
It's not. It's not yet. Your screen is only visible where this meet is going on. The plan hasn't come up.
Sorry, I'm showing the presentation only. Okay, I'm not able to show the lesson plan. Now I'm showing my presentation. Okay, ma'am. Is it okay, ma'am?
Absolutely, ma'am.
Okay. Okay. Now it is visible, ma'am, my presentation?
Perfect, ma'am. It's visible now. Please go to the slideshow
Yeah.
and
Okay,
begin.
ma'am. Actually, I have prepared my lesson plan also, but I am not able to show this. I am very sorry for this. So now I'm showing my lesson plan, my
Perfect, ma'am. We
presentation,
can
ma'am.
see it on screen.
Okay, so I have prepared for class 6th, the world of living. Okay, in this lesson plan, the student will differentiate between the living and the non-livings. Okay. The learning outcomes I have included. The first of all, the remember in this, they can define the living things, differentiate between the livings and the non-living. As I entered the first day in the classroom and I asked, are you alive? Do you feel we are alive? They said, yes, ma'am. So I asked, how can you say that you are alive? They actively participated and they answered me, yes, ma'am, we are alive. And they explained the 7 characteristics of the living things. They are that living things can respire, living things can move. They shows the growth. So many characteristics the students tell me. So these are the learning outcomes I have included. Then next is the understand, they identify and describe the 7 characteristics as I told you. They discuss these characteristics, the habitat of the plants, and I have taken the students for the nature walk, and they observe the plants, the different types of the plants, and there only I have explained in the garden, in the botanical garden, I have explained the various types of the plants like herbs, shrubs, and the trees. The classification of the plants based on this and the types of the plants like the biennial plants, the perennial plants, and the annual plants. Then they apply their knowledge, based on the categories they identified the plants. Here is the photograph where I am explaining the different types of the plants. So I am showing to the students during the One Mahotsav. Uh, we have celebrated also, and I'm explaining according to the height of the tree, the classification of the plants. Here I am explaining the height of the shrubs, also the flowering and the non-flowering. So students all enjoyed this nature walk. They also examine and they also viewed that how not I have not completed my lesson plan only in the classroom, but beyond the classroom I have taken my students in the garden and they observed the plants also. Then the analysis part I have taken, they sketch the diagram and I also explain the life cycle of the plants. They also prepare, they also bring the seeds in the classroom also. There they sprouted the seeds and then they make the life cycle of the plants. Then they differentiate the plants based on their fundamental structures also. just a minute, I want to. Here is the skill set, ma'am. The communication first. They communicate about the plants and their animal groups in different peer groups. Then they analyze similarities and the differences between the animal and the plants. Then collaboratively they work. Here, the hula hoop activity the students have performed. According to this, they use a hula hoop and count the number of the species present in this hula hoop. The species of the plants and the insects, whatever the present in this, they record their analysis in their notebooks, and they classify the plants and the animals according to this activity. Here, the attitude-wise learning outcomes, the students have taken the pledge to save the environment. Not only I explained these things, but I explained how to save the environment also. So they have taken the pledge to take care and showing their responsibility to save the environment and to protect the living organism, the biotic components of our environment. They appreciate the diversity of the plants and animal life, recognize the beauty. They have also observed the beauty of the plants. They enjoyed all the visit about for the nature walk. They the values they inculcate them. And here I have planned an activity, the role play. So the students perform this role play. They put on the mask of the different animals and explain there. Through this, they have prepared a food chain. Then they explain what is the importance of them in the environment. Here are the SDG goals I have included. The SDG goal number 15, life on land. SDG goal, SDG 13, climate action. 14, life below water. And the responsible consumption and production. I have started a campaign. This that birthday of the teachers, they have a gifted plant to the teacher. So this way they not only they learn about the living and the non-livings, they learn how to save the environment. And in this way, I have achieved the G in my classroom teaching. This is the use synchronous and asynchronous. They have learned. So I have given some riddles, which and importance of trees. This is the which included. This is the riddle which I have given for the assignment also. And in assignment included the competency based question and case study based worksheet, which are part of their higher classes. So they will learn from this standard also the assertion reason based question. The assessment technique, the students active, they are raising their hand to answer them as they learn through the experience. Not only in the class, but outside the class, they have learned their own experience. Their own touch makes them happy. These are the research project I have given. And for subject enrichment activity, I have given a collage on the importance of the tree. Here is the collage which I have given for assignment, the importance of tree. Now I'm showing the collage they have made. Is it visible, ma'am? I'm showing it is in my hands. I'm holding this.
Yes, ma'am. I'll spotlight you so that everybody can see.
So this is the collage prepared by the students. So different types of the collage they have prepared. So they enjoyed. Not only they are writing in their notebooks or learning, but they actively participating these activities, and through this they learn very nicely. Then the remedial measures I have taken, the doubt clarification, extra practice they have done, and I have made the peer group to solve their problems. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you so much, ma'am. A very interesting presentation, and it involved a lot of inclusivity. The students were involved in various activities,
Yes.
which was a very proactive thing. Of course, this topic has a lot of involvement of the SDG goals, and you very successfully did it. I would request
Thank you.
Rashmi Tyagi ma'am to please comment on this.
Yeah, it is a wonderful topic in biology, and we have also taught the same. And it is for middle school, right? Which standard you have done it for?
Yes, ma'am.
It's 8th, 7th, 8th,
Ma'am,
9th,
I've done for class 6.
class 6.
Class
Okay.
6th standard, ma'am.
So it can be even
Yes,
more
ma'am.
interesting, because we want that Bloom's taxonomy should be used here. And in that, we can start
Yes.
with the different activities. And that is very important. And I think you have done a lot of activities, and you have followed the SDG
Yes.
goals also. And then we can have activities like street plays. You know, you
Yes.
can do some street
Yes, ma'am.
plays, taking your students out, and then you can show that how it is important to save the biodiversity. As in our Sri Lankan association, we have got one part as greening the education. So you can, integrate it with saving the biodiversity and saving plants and all that environmental things you are doing. So those activities in the Bloom's taxonomy, and then you can take them to zoo also, because 6th standard children, they will be liking it. Then they will have a biodiversity show in the zoo, because different types of animals are there. So that way,
Yes.
we want that this chapter should be so, comprehensive, in the sense that they learn a lot about the animals and plants. And then we can ask them to compare the life cycles of butterfly, life cycles of, chick, and the life cycle of the cow, and maybe life cycle of some other animal. So by comparison, and by drawing the diagrams for the life cycle, they are going to learn a lot. And then in one of the school in Mumbai, they are having cows in their school, and that is very much in the eyes of the parents. So that way, even the milk is used for preparing tea for parents. And they are really very good way of showing them the life cycle and the habits of an animal. Then they are having ducks also. They are having a small pond where they are having some animals which are in water. So that way, the different things which you have, just shown, that they respire, they move, and all these things will be included. And then you can have a exhibition of posters. You can invite other schools also for that exhibition about the different,
Yes.
information about different types of animals. Why we talk of only the animals in India? We can talk of the animals at Antarctica and all those places. So, as it is a very big thing, as I told you, so you can do that. You can show them some movies also in the class about the animals. In the movies, they are showing the whole so much that they will learn more by seeing the movies. Right now, I cannot name them, and then this way you can make it more comprehensive learning, I will say, and learning by doing, and learning through the creativity, because they are going to do a lot of creativity. And also, as I told you, the street plays to make the public aware of this. And then you can do, all these things. So I think I have told you more than you can do in the class, but these are my suggestions, and it was a very good lesson plan. Congratulations.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you for your suggestions. Definitely, I will include these points in my lesson plan. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Rashmi ma'am. I would request Prerna ma'am also to please comment on this, because now we are nearing the end of the session today. So
Yeah.
Prerna ma'am, if you could
श्वेता मैम,
comment on this one.
Yes.
श्वेता मैम, प्रेरणा मैम अभी आ जाएंगी 2 मिनट में. मैं क्या चाह रहा था कि बिफोर प्रेरणा मैम स्टार्ट्स, लेट अस invite the audience, if they have any questions from the presenters, or they want to seek any suggestion from our juries today. So if you could
Wonderful
announce
idea.
this, it would be good. Yeah.
Wonderful idea, sir.
The audience can come in and ask their queries in case they have something to ask or comment. You're most welcome.
Sudhakar sir, you can also ask questions about the ice creams. So interesting.
Yes, yes, yes. Actually, what I feel, is that I feel very sad by thinking that why I did not have a teacher like Rohini ma'am. And when she was presenting her lesson plan, I was feeling like to be her student and sitting in a classroom, and she was teaching me. So the feeling was like that. The kind of energy she had. And another thing that the feeling was that she is a kind of teacher. What I felt is that you are scared of her also. At the same time, you love her also. So that's the characteristic of a teacher, like a mother or a father. And this is the quality that we should uh, try to have in ourselves. Another thing is when Shweta ma'am, asked all the audience here to ask questions and all. If we are not asking questions, it means that we are not a good student. If you are not a good student, you cannot be a good teacher. So, it is very important that you come forward, you open up yourselves, you should communicate, right? And see what will happen. We will make mistakes, right? This will happen and nothing else. And how does it matter? Because here all are the educators, and everybody knows that when somebody walks, may fall down also. So I think that we should not have any kind of shyness. We should come forward, ask questions, share our ideas, and get enriched this way. So thank you so much from my side. Still, I would request the audience that they ask questions. If there is problem of unmuting, I would ask the host to unmute them in case they are not able to unmute themselves.
And Sudhakar sir, one thing I would like to add over here, that teachers, we all are lifelong learners. So we learn only when we have the curiosity.
That's right, ma'am. Exactly so. Curiosity is very important.
Yeah.
And we want to see it in the student. We want to inculcate it in the student.
Yeah, definitely, ma'am.
Inquiry-based learning.
Yes.
And I want to request Shweta ma'am, because the lesson of economics which was presented today, I want her to throw some light on that. Then we will know better about that, because economics is taken in the later stages, not at the primary and middle level. So I'll request Shweta ji.
Thank you, ma'am. I'm not supposed to comment upon this in this event, but yes, I was absolutely. It's a very impressive lesson plan that ma'am made, and it was initiating into the concept of money, which is a critical concept even in the 12th standard, and where there are so many things that students do not know. So if they are doing it from the 10th standard and there's this slight initiation into it, it will become very seamless for them to get into the concepts of banking and in turn monetary policy also. So the concept of money plays a very important role and acts as a transitionary concept which we build on in the next classes, in the coming classes. So I congratulate Geeta ma'am for initiating this concept so beautifully.
Thank you,
And,
ma'am. Thank you so much.
Yeah, and yes, day before yesterday, we had one webinar on financial literacy. So there also it is introduced from 6th standard onwards, and we are talking of banking, investing the money and all that. So I think this selection is very good as per the new NEP and the 21st century. This is what I have understood as a science teacher. I'm sorry, I don't understand.
Thank you
finance.
so much, ma'am. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you, everybody. So this brings us to the end of this particular session, the first session on innovative lesson planning. You would enjoy a lot more in this series of presentations from our winners of the innovative lesson plan contest. And the final winners would emerge after these presentations when our jury judges them on their presentation skills. They've already been judged on their contents. So stay tuned for more, and there would be, as I said, 3 contestants every session you would be able to watch, and it would come from a diverse background. All these are a part of the pre-conference activities that we are hosting on in New Delhi between the times of days of 26th May to 30th May. So this would be an international conference on quality education. And all the videos that you're watching here are a part of the pre-conference activities. Be a part of the conference, be a part of the fraternity of South Indian educators. There are South Asian educators. They are all congregating in New Delhi on 26th May. So we invite you to be a part of the conference on quality education.
I'm so excited today with your announcement, I'm so excited to just come and attend it. I don't know how about others. Yeah, I want to say like children. Thank you for the invitation.
Thank you, everybody.